and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. This is for the week beginning Friday, the 15th of September, 2017. I am Cosmic Kev, your host. Thank you. Welcome. So what do we got going on in the sky today? Well, it looks like in Western astrology we've got the moon in Leo this week. It will be in Leo at least at 6:09 p.m. So if you're watching it early, moon's still in Cancer. It's in Cancer in both systems, in the Vedic system as well. So it must be in Punavarsu today. Yes, indeed it is. You know, and Punavarsu, of course, is ruled by Jupiter, so that brings kind of a happier vibe. And it's also about travel. And since this is the last weekend of summer, folks, this is your last chance, I guess, to get your maximum daylight summer weekend out before darkness rules us until the 20th of March. It just sounds so negative and gloomy. Darkness is going to rule. You know, and for poor folks in many parts of the world, I mean almost everywhere, it's like, God, it is kind of this dark, ominous time, and we're just like, you know, floods here, and then fires there, and earthquakes there, and, you know, volcanoes there, and we just don't know what's going to happen next. We're all just kind of like on edge here, thinking, okay, all right, we know we did bad. You know, in Virgo, a lot of times, you know, we get a heavier environmental consciousness, you know, and so the sun is going to move into Vedic Virgo this weekend, out of Vedic Leo, and so there'll even be a more intensified vibe of the critic. Yeah. And what else is happening? Well, I mean, in Western astrology, we've been in Virgo forever. But we got a new moon this week in Virgo. And the new moon is in the nakshatra of Uttara Falguni, you know, which is part of the pair of Falgunis, which is very sexy and lovely, and it's the best of everything, and it's ruled by the sun. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some pretty wild out there executive decisions being made by this. And let me tell you, those sun-ruled nakshatras, boy, they have a mind of their own. You know, whether we're talking Uttara Falguni or Kritika or Uttara Shada, you know, there's that very independent, strong will of the sun with every one of these nakshatras. So, you know, you're going to see some different things happening, but it is in the Virgo part. In both systems, of course, Western, it's of course Virgo. But in Vedic sidereal astrology, it's new moon in Virgo. There could be some medical breakthroughs come out, I've heard, with this new moon. So that would be something hopeful. We can only hope with that. That would be a good thing. But just taking care of our health. You know, this is the last new moon of summer. And so we really want to take in all that light, all that good energy, and just bask in it. And so we start the weekend on in a waning moon period, and then we have a new moon. And then next Friday when we do this again, we're going to be in a whole new sign, whole new season, and that will be with Libra. But for now, we're going to do you sign by sign, starting with Aries. Greetings, Aries. Welcome to your horoscope. So, this week we have Venus moving out of Leo into Virgo on at 6:15 p.m. on the 19th. So it's the same day the new moon is. So in our love life, we're having fun. You know, we're making music, we're making friends, and now it's like, hey, we need to serve somebody. We need to help other people. We need to collaborate and be charitable in this time. You know, a lot of people all around the world have lost their homes. I heard 1 million cars were lost because of Hurricane Harvey in Houston. 1 million cars. I mean, it kind of sounds like Mother Earth's taking revenge. You know, it's like, you know, it's like, boom. Like, enough of you brats driving everywhere. I'm done. And, you know, and just having that kind of ecological consciousness with this new moon. I mean, the moon will be in Leo most of this weekend, so you'll be having fun. You'll be in a kind of an open heart space and enjoying life as you can. And Mars is in Virgo, so it's always a good time to get in shape physically. It motivates you. 6th house, the gymnasium for you, so it's all good. Well, greetings Taurus, welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, like, the big news for you is Venus moving into Virgo, because Venus in Virgo for you is the 5th house. So that brings more love in your life, that brings more energy for creative expression, and, you know, great practical earthy ways of doing it. And so this whole new moon thing, you know, this new moon is about your children. It's especially if you have female children, it's about your heart and what you want to express with your heart and how to be intelligent in that expression, as well as executive, but also kind of there's sort of this crafty lustiness with Uttara Falguni. And since it's in your 5th house, it's like, ooh, Taurus, you know, you're just feeling that end of summer, want to meet someone, want to mate someone kind of feeling, I guess. And yeah, I mean, we're only human, so I mean, we strive for human experiences. And Venus moving into your 5th house with this new moon, there's a lot of Shakti, there's a lot of play, there's a lot of fun. There's some opening here, and just gave you this nice, and Mars is there too, you know, so there is this kind of energy to just get out more and to express yourself, to accept your own leadership. All that is yours, Taurus, this week. Well, hello Gemini, and welcome to your horoscope. So, you know, we talked about the last several weeks how you got these two Mercury, you're interacting with the other Mercury ruled sign. You know, and you know it is with Mercury. One side's dark, one side's light. One side is always facing the sun. The other side's facing Venus. And the darkness. So in between the two, there Mercury stands, and what Mercury gives us consciousness. Now, Virgo gives us a consciousness about ecology. Now, in your 4th house, that is where Virgo lies. So for Geminis, this is a time to focus on family. This new moon is especially about your mother. It's about your ancestry. It's about deeper things in history, foundational things, what you're comfortable with, who you consider your tribe, what your condition of life is when you decide to leave, all of these things, okay? So, I'd say this weekend is about neighbors, siblings, friends, communication, hobbies you like, and otherwise it's a lot about family reunions with the new moon, that type of thing, getting together with your tribe, and then consciously moving forward to do something about it. You know, yeah, that's it. Okay, greetings Cancer, welcome to your horoscope. So, now Virgo time for Cancer is about the neighborhood. It's about the community, it's about your siblings, it's about your friends, it's about where you went to school, what kind of education you have. It's where you're courageous or at least curious. And so, at this point in the game, with Mars in your 3rd house, you have a lot more courage. And I always say Mars in the 3rd house is a transit. Check out your vehicles for safety, because oftentimes than not, they have a breakdown during this period. And I could see why, because it's like the 4th house is a really good house, they say, for buying vehicles and stuff. And so something happened in the 3rd house. I'm like, oh, I got to buy a new vehicle. You know, because 3rd house is 12 from the 4th. And these are Jyotishi secrets in astrology. And you know, we use houses a lot more powerfully when we know this kind of stuff. So, starting out Cancer, moon in your 1st house today. It's going to move into your 2nd house. This weekend could be money, you know, it could be money coming in for you. Jupiter's still in your 4th house, so loving your parents, loving your family, still really big theme. I'd say the new moon will allow you to kind of get really deep into your own personal life, your own personal history, and what the foundation of your feelings are. And from there, you're going to move forward. I mean, one thing that's happening this week, too, I think Pluto is, well, I think it's next week. Pluto's going to go direct. So that'll be another whole interesting scenario, especially in your world of relationships. Ooh. Well, hello, Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. So we've got this lineup of Sun and Mars and soon to be Venus and the Moon eventually, all in your second house. So this is a lot about finances. And so this could be good. I mean, this could be an economic windfall or just extra money for Leo. It also could be family issues that you're trying to wrap your fingers around and grab a hold of, your values. Your values are being put to a test. So this is like a fun weekend for Leo. I mean, because like you've got the moon in your first house starting with Friday night, and it lasts throughout the whole weekend pretty much until I think Sunday night. And so and then after Sunday night, it's like that's where you deal with your values, your finances, all of that starts to change. And so this is it, Leo. I mean, this is the last week of summer. And this new moon is, going to help facilitate you moving out of just your own comfort zone of values, but being more curious about what your community at large is thinking and doing. And, there might be some fun flirting and things like that, too. There's always that stuff. So enjoy yourself and move forward. Okay. Hello, Virgo. I know it was short. Welcome to your horoscope. So for you, this is a renewal. This week is a renewal. This weekend, I'd say lay low, meditate, pray, receive the good psychological, the good subconscious, the good spiritual message that's going to keep you much more motivated. It's going to help you move forward on what your needs and desires and wishes are. Venus goes in your first house on Tuesday, on the 19th. And, joins Mars, joins the Moon, joins the Sun. It's like, you're definitely the flavor of the month, flavor of the week right now. So what we want to do is be more thoughtful. Be more thoughtful in our healing work. Be more thoughtful in our cleaning, in our organizing, in our transferring more order in our life, allowing ourselves to get more organized and together, so we have a better, because it'll be winter time in the northern hemisphere, and most of us are going to be spending more times indoors if we live, north of the 35th parallel especially. So, you want to prepare for just, better experiences all along. And that's one way to do it. So cleaning up our inner world to welcome a better outer world. And there's a lot of love. If you've been a Virgo without love, all of that could change with this new moon this week. Or you could have an old relationship that things were rocky. There could be an incredible healing this week in your relationship, so that things do get better. And that's, certainly my wish for everybody. Because we need each other, people. We need love right now, more than ever, for everybody in the world. Let's reach out more, do it, and Virgo, you got that healing touch. You can make this happen. The moon's going to be in your first house Sunday night through Tuesday. It's big. Okay. Well, hello, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. So, the thing for you is you've got Jupiter in your first house, so there's this expanded glory. And what I'm seeing is this is kind of cleanup time. This is more exotic. This is more introspective. And it's not all fun. I think 12th house transit is like we're dealing with a lot of endgame themes, and we're not really super happy about the endgame. So, most of you Libras are sidereal Virgos, or Vedic Virgo suns. And that's going to change this weekend. Sun goes into Vedic Virgo this weekend already. So already there's kind of like, okay, the darkness is starting to just disperse. I'm kind of seeing who I am now, and I know what my plan is. I got to move out like this. So the game plan takes action. You move on a cycle of Dharma. You move on a cycle of action this week, especially with the new moon. And, you might be dealing with a lot of old karma. There might be an old lover in your life, comes back to you during this period, and, that might just be like a theme in general. Trying to perfect old karma. Sometimes secret affairs, clandestine relationships come in under this kind of configuration. There's something to keep in mind. And most of all, it's like this is the last week till the sun goes into your first house. So I would just say, walk carefully, lay low, work on your spiritual life, and welcome a more positive renewal in it. Well, hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. So, this weekend might present opportunities for you to present your talents and skills. So if you're a Scorpio that's a performing artist, this would be a good time this weekend to do some performance, to work on that. Mars is in the 11th house, so you're really directed towards friends. You're really more directed towards your social life right now. You want to see people. You want to have a little more action in your life. Venus is going to move in the 11th house, so there's just a little bit more leisure. And, there's a little bit more of like flirtation when you're at parties or dances or social events. And then the new moon is going to be there too in the 11th house with the sun. And so it's like getting together with people that are high-minded, that want to fix things, improve the world, improve the quality of life, and enjoying their company. Why not? I think you can do this. It's not really that bad of a horoscope. And this is the last week where Pluto's retrograde, so I really feel like a certain kind of vitality is going to be restored to you next week. So we'll talk about that some more later. Well, hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, Jupiter ruled as you be, Saturn's in your first house. So, Saturn's like the stop sign. It's like slow down, caution, Sagittarius. You carefree, foolish SOB right now. You need to, or DOB, you need to chill. You need to be more mature. You need to get rid of crap you don't need anymore. So it's not, there's no need to hold on to stuff. Take a big of your old clothes and old furniture and toys and gadgets and stuff, and, just take it down to the local thrift store. So you don't have to have that burden on you anymore, so you can make a clean space, make more space, It's empty baskets are able to hold the most magic. And it's when we are in that place of lack that Creator can come in and fulfill it, But, it's easy to want to drink, eat a bunch of sugar, do drugs or whatever to feel better, and I get that, We're only human and we want to, avoid pain as much as possible. Suffering really bites. It's not the good feeling, but it's a universal one. It's something that we all have to go through. And so one of my friends would say, lean into that suffering, and you're going to come out on top. And so, know what's bothering you, and that you're not alone in this, and that, it's real. So don't beat yourself up over it. Acknowledge and then move forward. That's the deal. And, you're doing a lot of performance. This new moon is about your career and, how your career links into your social life and helpful friends. So I would expect to see a little bit of both of that on the theme with this new moon coming up. Okay. Enter the Capricorn. Well, greetings, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. So, Pluto's in retrograde in your first house. Pluto gives us insights. Pluto is furthest back there from all the other planets, so it's looking down with an amazing gaze, amazing perspective. Yeah, there's the whole Persephone and Hades mythology. Yeah, you lose something, and you come back with something maybe better. Something changed. But what I really get is that extraordinary perception and this sense of rebounding, this sense of renewal and transformation that comes from Pluto. And Pluto's working on the more positive because it's in an Earth sign. You know, it's been at least loosely trining the Capricorn stuff, Pluto, and it's moving forward into another place, you know. And Virgo time is about your good fortune. Virgo time is about your gurus, your teachers, your spiritual life, your willingness to take risks, to get an education, to travel, to adapt to a foreign culture, learn a foreign language, know about another religion, all of those things, you know, very ninth house. And there's an element of winning. There's an element of even the protection and wisdom of your father sometimes in some traditions associated with the ninth house. So there's all kinds of ways we can go with this. And so that's really the full out house. Now Saturn's in the 12th house. So I mean, everybody's got karma, you know, we all got karma to pay for. You know, you can't really deny that you have karma, because if you did, you're gonna suffer more. And that's, you know, something not so much to avoid, but to understand. Because when we're not ignorant, when we're conscious, we are able to dispel some of the suffering. Yay! Well, you can't be attached and, you know, all this stuff. But, you know, attachment's fun, it feels good. Temporarily, you know, till it's gone. So, you know, it's a mixed bag, folks. Let's go to Aquarius now. Greetings, Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope. So, what are we seeing here? Well, we've got this situation where we have to let go of things we can't control. You know, you might be house sitting for someone else. Somebody might have loaned you money or some equipment that you're responsible for. You know, for God's sake, be responsible. You know, and I mean, that includes your parents' stuff, too. I don't care if you're a 20-something or 30-something even these days. Can be pretty responsible. And, you know, you come back with borrowing your mom's car and there's a broken taillight. Oh, somebody broke into me. No, you borrowed your mom's car, dude, or ma'am. You pay for that. You pay for that. You know, you don't just let that karma, you know, go like, oh, well, they'll take care of it. That's just lame, you know. So rise up. Be a woman, be a man, be responsible when you borrow other people's things. And, you know, it could be a highly sexually charged time, too, because of the 8th house. And, you know, it's like 8th house is like, wow, other people have the power to do this and that. And, you know, don't give them too much power. You know, that's part of our problem, is we give other people way too much power, way too much credit over our lives. And you know this. I mean, your key phrase is, I know, right? So, yeah, okay. Well, we got that straight. So, I mean, you know, so you could be hornier than a horned dog and feeling lonely. I mean, there's some good books on psychology if you need to seduce somebody out there. It's just like, yeah, hey, may all beings be happy. May all beings be humpy. Well, I mean, you know, I know there's a population problem. I know there's birth control, but things happen, folks. Trust me. All right. Well, I mean, Aquarius, you know, Saturn's in the 11th still. You've got helpful friends that are going to guide you in a good direction in spite of this temporary suffering. And you got Jupiter in the 9th. The Guru's grace, good fortune's with you. So move on. Well, hello, Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope as we're finishing this whole thing off. Virgo time is your romantic partner, your perfect love, and this new moon with Venus and Mars all in the 7th house. Like, I've heard that Mars in the 7th house, according to like some of my Vedic teachers, is like it makes you more of a sweetheart when it's transiting there. So, I mean, that's actually not so bad, you know, and Venus is there, Moon's going to be there with the new moon and the sun, so it's like this kind of romantic, oh, you ultimate juicy lover, you know, want to engage so much. The weekend, you know, I just kind of lay low because it could be a lot of work and you might be exhausted. But after that, you're going to feel energized Sunday night through Tuesday. It's going to be love, love, bliss, bliss. And then, you know, there'll be the hard stuff after that. But, you know, we'll talk about that later. We'll get into all that next week. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. And you know what? You can let other people help you, Pisces. You're not
You're not in trouble. And just be a love. Beam. Radiate that good love, and all will be well. This is Cosmic Kev with the Cosmic Forecast this week. You know, the Planetary Persuader. Let's do it again next week. God bless. Namaste.